There's been a lot of talk lately about whether or not the merger between Cedar Fair and Six Flags will go through, pending inquiries. We have heard many people say yes and no. The parks seem to think that this will be done by summertime. And we're all reading these news articles and headlines going, what the heck is going on? Is this a mega merger? Are Cedar Fair board members getting screwed in the deal based on the no vote thing being discussed? Let's dive into it and try to better understand what's happening here with Six Flags and Cedar Fair's deal.
Welcome back to Ghoster Coasters. A huge shout out goes to our channel members and Coaster Ghostin' producers of the channel. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button now and join the spooky community. Let's go ahead and break down the latest news surrounding the merger of Six Flags and Cedar Fair.
The U.S. Department of Justice is reviewing the proposed merger between amusement park giants Cedar Fair and Six Flags, a move that could delay or alter the deal.
In regulatory filings Tuesday, Cedar Fair acknowledged that the DOJ has requested numerous documents related to the proposed merger of equals, which was announced in November. The review is not unexpected, and Cedar Fair said it still anticipated that the merger would be complete within the first half of 2024.
If allowed to proceed, the new company, which would be called Six Flags, would be one of the largest operators of amusement parks in the world, with 27 amusement parks, 15 water parks, and 9 resorts across 17 states, Canada, and Mexico. Among the parks impacted by the proposed merger are Cedar Point and Kings Island in Ohio, both owned by Cedar Fair.
Industry consultant Dennis Spiegel said he's not surprised the DOJ wants to take a look at the deal. It's normal procedure, he said, but he didn't think the government would find any reason to stop the merger from going forward.
The new company, he said, would have combined 42 amusement parks out of more than 600 in North America. In the scheme of things, there's still a lot of opportunity, he had said. Antitrust expert Annette Alon Beck, however, said the current atmosphere in Washington is skeptical on mergers.
Of course, the DOJ is going to look into this. I think they would be failing if they didn't, said Alon Beck, a professor at Case Western Reserve University's School of Law. She called the current administration hawkish on proposed mergers. Among the topics the DOJ is likely seeking in its investigation, information related to cost savings, pricing strategies, other recent property acquisitions, litigation, and other factors. The devil is in the details, she said.
Alon Beck noted ongoing concerns from federal and state officials about the proposed merger between grocery store giants Kroger and Albertsons. Kroger recently agreed to sell 413 stores in its bid to push the merger through. The federal government also opposed the recent proposed merger between JetBlue and Spirit Airlines, which was blocked by a judge last week. The carrier said they plan to appeal that ruling.
The Plain Dealer, Cleveland.com, reached out to the Department of Justice and Cedar Fair. Spiegel said it's possible regulators might require either Cedar Fair or Six Flags to sell off a property or two in markets where there is overlap. For the most part, the two companies have different geographic strengths, with Six Flags stronger in the South and Cedar Fair stronger in the Midwest and East. There is overlap, however, in California, where each company operates 2 parks.
In a conference call announcing the proposed merger last fall, Cedar Fair CEO Richard Zimmerman said he believed the deal could withstand regulatory scrutiny. "We understand there's a process to go through," said Zimmerman, who is slated to become CEO of the new company. "We are confident we can get this completed as planned."
He noted that amusement parks are part of the much broader leisure market, which is highly fragmented and includes bowling alleys, movie theaters, and athletic events. From that perspective, I don't see a lot of overlap. Now, we had some recent updates to this article over the past couple of days here, February 6th, so we are going to list some of the new facts that we are finding from February 6th going forward.
Starting off with what they call Merger Mania is an $85 million roller coaster of sorts, and the company's CEO and board chairman clearly don't want to talk about what a good deal it is for Cedar Fair investors. About a dozen local investors shared their concerns with the Register in recent weeks with questions they want answered.
The $85 million is a dividend being paid to Six Flags stockholders as part of the structuring of the merger, according to stockholders objecting to the proposal. With that payment, Cedar Fair is viewed as acquiring Six Flags, making a vote by Cedar Fair shareholders unnecessary for the deal to go forward. But the thing is, they're crying foul, according to the Sandusky Register.
Cedar Fair CEO Richard Zimmerman and board chair Dan Hanrahan are in no mood to answer their questions. The duo's top priority is to get this deal done without slowing down to get a perspective from the owners of the company.
Again, to be clear here, these are not our words. This is how it is written in the Sandusky Register. We're just reiterating what is being broadcast through the news to us. So, Hanrahan did talk to one investor, one of Cedar Fair's largest stockholders, when he contacted him to talk about concerns with the proposed merger with Six Flags. Doug Racklin said he received an assurance that was not reassuring when the two of them talked.
The first thing out of his mouth was, "We followed the letter of the law," Racklin said when he was recalling his conversation with Hanrahan. That doesn't mean that what they're doing is ethical or in the best interest of their unit holders, though.
Sandusky Register also calls this the first red flag. Racklin is managing director and senior portfolio manager at Newberg Berman Investment Advisors in New York. He owns and/or manages a total of 3.4% of all of Cedar Fair shares, making him one of the largest single investors in the company. He also teaches a class at Tufts University in New York called Investing, Psychology, and Human Behavior. One of the major focal points, of course, is ethics.
"I assigned case studies on Enron, Theranos, and Lehman Brothers," he told the Register. "Maybe next year I will add Cedar Fair as another example of terrible ethics and behavior within company management and boards. Once again, this is what was reported in the Register and not our views."
He's had concerns about Cedar Fair's management team and the board for a few years since former CEO Matt Ouimet left. Prior to that, Racklin said the company had excellent investor relationships. The board's first responsibility is to serve the interest of their unit holders, he said. Board members have obviously failed to do that here. In fact, they did the opposite and acted in a way that hurt Cedar Fair unit holders. Also, again, not our views, but they're saying red flag, red flag.
The proposed merger was structured in a way that makes it so the board can give final approval for the merger without a majority vote from stockholders, the owners of Cedar Fair. Red flag again, that's what they keep telling us.
Now, in the words of the Register, they say, "For most of us, taking something away from the owners, that thing without permission, is not called a merger. It's called theft." Racklin's point when he spoke to Hanrahan was that just because something is allowed by law doesn't make it right.
Hanrahan and Zimmerman did not respond to questions from local investors that the Register sent them last month. No wonder. Cedar Fair unit holders will not get to vote on the proposed merger.
So that's going to wrap it up for us, guys. Again, the end there from the updates were all from the Sandusky Register, and all of the quotes were from the people that we said. We do not hold these views. We are just reporting to you what is being said out there by the people that are smarter in the room than all of us. You know, we're not investors, we're not stockholders, we don't work in the government, so we can't really comment and tell you what is actually going to happen here, what's going to go on.
Right.
I'm hopeful that this merger still goes through.
Oh, absolutely.
Make sure you guys let us know down below. Do you think this merger is going to go through at this point? This wording sounds kind of scary and, litigation-wise, but I don't really see it. I think it's just big words that, kind of scare people. I'm pretty sure they'll find a way to make this happen. Let us know if you think they'll sell off any parks. Which ones do you think they'll get out of? Will they be operating California's Great America here in a couple of years? Or is that a park that they'll have to with the overlap in California?
Will this give them an out on that one with that contract?
There's plenty of things here to go over once this merger, or if this merger does go through. So again, make sure you guys let us know if you think it's going to happen, if it's a good thing, all of that. Smash that subscribe button. We're coaster ghosting towards 2,000 of you, which of course we couldn't bring you all this awesome content if it wasn't for you guys. So make sure you hit that like button as well and get that content out to other coaster people. Without you guys, this isn't possible. And as always,
thank you for being a part of this spooky community and for coaster ghosting with Ghoster Coasters.
Have a Six Flags, Cedar Fair, maybe merger type of day, everybody.
And America's Rock and Roller Ghost.